Doug Moore, how dare the Oxford Council stop someone like me eating meat at their events?
If you want to talk about discrimination, you need to understand what discrimination is. So that is preventing people from doing something. When you look at a non-vegan diet, that's discriminatory, because if you think about what is provided in a plant-based meal, anyone can eat that, whether you can call yourself a carnivore. I know you're not, but you call yourself one. Or whether you call yourself an omnivore, or whether you call yourself a vegetarian.
Well, I can eat it. It's not going to taste very nice, is it?
There are people who cannot eat dairy because they're lactose intolerant, and especially...
Yeah, but have a vegan option then. Have a vegan option. But don't force me to eat your horrible food.
Discrimination means that discrimination... A plant-based option is inclusive, as I'm explaining, because anyone can eat it. If you're ruling out people for an ethnic group, that's racist. If you're ruling out people because of religious beliefs, that's discrimination based on religious beliefs. So anyone can eat a plant-based diet.
But Laura Helwig, I don't want to be forced to eat a plant-based diet, thank you very much.
Well, firstly, no one's forcing you to
Let me bring Laura in. Well, I'd have to eat if I was at an Oxford Council event. Laura, you come in here.
Production said that it was...
Yes, no, I don't think it's discriminatory at all. In fact, it's actually the opposite. So we are including everyone with all diet choices to have vegan food. And we have to look at why the council is doing this. And we are in the middle of a climate crisis. It's serious. I don't know if you've seen the recent IPCC report, but we have to act now to save our planet. So there was a really big study by the University of Oxford saying the biggest action any individual can take is to go vegan. So Viva's here to help you along the way with that. And it is not about...
I don't want to go vegan.
Your own choice, or whether you want to eat meat or not. It's about saving our planet and animals.
Oh, Laura,
so
don't
really
be so ridiculous. Don't be so ridiculous. The suggestion that if we all went vegan, the planet would be saved is just ludicrous. It's utterly ludicrous. It's not backed up in science. And let me tell you, let me come here to you with this, Laura, as a vegan activist. I think a vegan diet is incredibly unhealthy, by the way. The vegans that I know are very unhealthy people. They have very bad skin. They faint all the time. Why do you want to force people to have a very unhealthy diet?
Well, unfortunately, you're wrong there, because a vegan diet is very healthy. In fact, a meat and dairy diet is unhealthy, thinking of heart disease, clogging up arteries. I personally work with 25 vegans in my work environment. Nobody of us ever faints. So a vegan diet is very healthy. And we are promoting this to help people, to save our planet, help our own health, and help animals. So I do actually invite you to take our 7-day vegan challenge. And
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love meat. It's very healthy. It's part of my diet. We've eaten meat for thousands and thousands of years as human beings, and I absolutely will not be partaking in that, to be completely honest. Gareth Wynne-Jones, this feels like the Oxford Council is going to war with farmers and carnivores, right?
It's a misleading propaganda, and we all know it. You know, Ian is part of the vegan propaganda, and you know, it's a great publicity stunt. Fair play to both of them, and you know, the whole vegan movement. They're really good, but they're a tiny little minority. They're about 3%, and let me tell you, they will never get any bigger, because everybody comes back to a balanced diet. Yeah. And the thing that's really annoyed me is the freedom of choice, okay?
Yes.
I will never cross the line with anybody. You know, if you've taken that choice of eating a vegan diet, that's your choice, a personal choice. But when you're taking away...
Shouldn't we be looking at the bigger picture here, really? You know,
when you're taking away other people's choices, then you are crossing a line, and it's time for people to stand.
Laura, that's what you want to do, though, isn't it? You actually do want to take away my freedom of choice to eat meat. I'm not trying to stop you eating an awful vegan diet, but you want to stop me eating meat.
So first of all, a vegan diet is actually not awful at all. It's amazing. The options out there. It's nowadays easier than ever before. We have a recipe app, the Vegan Recipe Club app, where you can get your recipes from. There's so much choice. And please, let us look at the bigger picture. We are destroying our planet by eating meat and dairy. Research shows this again and again. And it's really not about taking away your choice. It's about, please, I'd ask you to look at our website and look into...
OK, well, I want Gareth to respond to that. So Gareth, Laura says it's farmers like you that are destroying the planet. What do you have to say to that?
It's absolutely bonkers. We're part of a solution. And when they wake up and smell the coffee and find out the problem is in fossil fuels that is causing this and start eating local, sustainably produced food. My family's been on this farm for 375 years, OK, producing top quality protein, which is lamb, beef, and we have a great byproduct, which is wool, which should keep us warm. You guys need to start to listen to the people that are living off the land.
Doug Moore, let Doug Moore respond.
Let me just finish 2 seconds.
Oh, OK, Doug, hold up for 1 second. Let Gareth finish his point, then I'll come to you, Doug.
I grow my own vegetable. 80% of the food I'm producing for my family, I grow it, OK? I don't talk about it. And I know there's more creatures dying to produce the veg that I put on that plate than there is for the meat. And I cannot grow any vegetables up here without the manure that gives me that.
OK, Gareth, thank you. Doug, come in. Doug, so that is a fair point, isn't it? Actually, you can be much more sustainable in terms of producing meat than you can vegetables, especially the vegetables we import, like avocados.
Absolute nonsense. Food transportation accounts for 6% of the emissions of animal farming. 83% comes from meat, dairy and eggs. So it makes no difference if it's local. Transportation is such an insignificant part of the problem. And that's you're missing. And when you talk about choice, it's absolute nonsense, because choice is about what haircut I have or whether I have an apple or an orange. Choice ceases to be a choice when it's got a victim.
Doug, would you encourage, or would you actually want to mandate the banning of meat?
I think when the government's own committee on climate change is telling you that you have to reduce meat, the best way to reduce meat is to have no meat. How much more reduction can you get?
So you would ban us altogether?
I would love to see a world where nobody eats flesh. I'd love that, because people would be healthier, which solve a lot of the problems of world hunger, deforestation.
So, Doug, would you like to see other organisations, other councils, other businesses, would you like to see them banning meat, Doug?
I would love to see what Oxford has done replicated around the country. They're leading the way.
Laura, I don't think that's going to make your movement popular, if I'm honest.
I think it's really important that we save our planet. And it's not about animal farmers against vegan. We want to find a solution together. We want to save our planet together and find a solution for all of us. We actually launched Viva Farming, where we're helping farmers to transition. So I really invite you to open conversation with us, because
no, you're barking up the wrong tree with me. You're barking up the wrong tree with me. I will choose my own diet, and I will always eat dairy. I will always eat meat. I'll eat some plant as well. I'll cut back when I need to for my own health, but that is my choice as a human being. Thank you all so much. That was Laura Halwig, the campaigns manager of Viva, the UK's leading vegan charity. Gareth Wyn-Jones, too, the celebrity farmer, and the vegan activist, Doug Moore. Now, what do you think? Well, let's get to your feedback now. Daryl on Twitter says it's discrimination and meat eaters need to stick up 2 fingers to the anti-pork eating Puritans at Oxford Council. Hear, hear. Stephen on Twitter, we live in a democracy. Nobody should have the right to eat whatever they want taken away to fit a woke agenda. But from Claire on email, Dan, please look into the environmental impact of animal agriculture before you slam veganism. Animal agriculture causes more environmental damage than all forms of transport combined. Being vegan is the single biggest change we can make as individuals fight climate change. And your verdict is now in. 94% of you agree that Oxford's vegan policy is discriminatory to meat eaters. Just 6% of you support it. Let me tell you, live and let live. If you want to destroy your life by giving up all meat, if you want to have the unhealthiest diet on the planet, if you want to faint all the time, have terrible skin, not have enough vitamins, then you go vegan. But do not force me to. I think the Oxford councillor a complete disgrace.